Hello, TENIME here. Buckle your seat. Let's try that again. Buckle your seatbelts, boys and girls. This might be a long one. As you saw, this is my Night Warriors strategy guide from, I want to say childhood, but 1996. I was 14, depending on the month. So, adolescence. There's just some franchises that hit me harder than others. You know, like, yeah, I'm a fan of Transformers. I'm a fan of X-Men. I've been a fan of X-Men since the animated series. I've been a fan of Transformers and G.I. Joe since early 2000s, despite knowing them growing up. I've always loved dinosaurs. I've always loved Ninja Turtles. I've always loved Silverhawks. I've always loved Gargoyles from the mid-90s. And Darkstalkers is with Gargoyles and Silverhawks and Turtles and dinosaurs. So like, you know, X-Men's great, and G.I. Joe and Transformers are great. Yeah. Motu's great. Spider-Man's great. I'm looking around my displays. Batman's great. But yeah, Turtles, Dinosaurs, Silverhawks, Gargoyles, and Darkstalkers. So today we are taking a look at the Storm Collectibles 1/12. I'll clarify the sarcastic quotes later. Darkstalkers Morrigan Aensland. Morrigan. She's Scottish. She is. Page 60. Race, Succubus. Full name, Morrigan Aensland, Aensland. Country of origin, Scotland. Of course, because YouTube is sucking now, it's going to be backwards, but hopefully I can flip that and you'll see eventually that it says Scotland. 1678, when she was born. She's 172 centimeters or 5 foot 8 inches. She weighs 58 kilograms, and I didn't translate that. her measurements, which I assume are in centimeters, are 86, 56, 83. She's quite the bombshell. I have to use a tissue, and while I'm not doing anything gross with it, it seems just the presence of a facial tissue towards the nostrils grosses people out, whether you're doing anything gross or not. It's cold and I'm runny. I don't have a cold, but so Queen of the Night. It's like her like casual evening wear. Shirt, Throne of Games. The only Capcom shirts I have are Resident Evil, and I love them, and I thought about them. Like I wanted a fighting game, but I don't have any Street Fighter and I don't have any Darkstalkers. I need to change that because those 3 plus Mega Man is I love Capcom because of those, you know, and by association Marvel versus Capcom or X-Men versus Street Fighter, because those are all Capcom games. They all use the same 2D sprites that I have been in love with since the first. There we go. That is the sprite. Since the first Street Fighter game, like the first with Ryu, but who was the other guy? Mike Hagar? I'm gonna get torn apart by Street Fighter fans. Please correct me politely. please be nice. I will always acknowledge being wrong, and that is a rarity. I don't think that makes me special. I'm just saying, it's a rarity, so you don't have to come hard at me. I will acquiesce to the correct information. Happily. You will get no pushback from me. I will not be upset unless you come at me hard. If you come at me nicely, I will be gracious for you correcting me. Yeah, so I kind of want to say it was this book. I saw it at Jewel amidst the magazines, because occasionally they had comics, and you know, I was looking for comics. I was either 13 or 14, grocery shopping with my dad because Dad did all the grocery shopping, um, and I saw it and I was like, "What the heck?" And I flipped through it and I'm like, "It's like anime that I just started to get into," um, but it's like it's a fighting game which I love, and it's monsters. Um, a picture of Felicia stuck in that. That didn't come with the like. I don't know how well you can see that, but like that was printed by a very old printer. You can tell. Um, Felicia is my favorite woman character. I'm editing a My Hero Academia review, and I go into depth about how if you say my female friend or Felicia is my favorite female character, um, that animal is not a male, it is female. You have female pronouns. Those are grammatically fine and not hateful in any sort of way. But if you refer to women as females, that is super misogynistic. Stop doing that. And I don't mean to laugh every time I say that, just because I agree it is very misogynistic. Don't say that. Trying to keep things, trying to make these fun videos, not somber preaching. Yes, Felicia's my favorite female character. My favorite character, period, in Darkstalkers is John Talbane, because I like werewolves. So like, I have all of my Darkstalkers merch here for comparisons, and the sad thing is it's not a lot. They haven't been well represented in merchandise. They get a lot of statues, PVC or polystone. I've never been able to afford them, so I don't have any of those. I'm even missing. Sorry, I had to wolf down English muffin like literally at like 2 minutes before. So, because I was not going to go this whole time without eating something. Like so, but I don't have all of the figures that were made. Toy Biz Video Game Superstars, they did Victor and Professor von Gerdenheim. They did Dimitri and Lilith. I didn't get either of those. I did get John Talbane and Baby Bonnie Hood, and they're here for comparisons. There was a Toy Biz Marvel vs. Capcom set with Captain America and Morrigan. I don't have her from that. We had, so I have some mini mates because they did Diamond Select Toys did like a series of Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers. So we got Dimitri and Morrigan from that series, and we were supposed to get Felicia and John Talbane, and then the line got canceled. Then when they did Marvel vs. Capcom mini-mates, we got Felicia, another Morrigan, and Lilith. Where's Lilith Darkstalkers? Lilith was like the variant to Morrigan. No, okay, so Lilith was the variant for Morrigan from Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers. So Marvel versus Capcom 2, all we got was another Morrigan and Felicia, thankfully. No John Talbane, no other characters planned or announced. I've got some sexy Gashapon figures that are either sexier versions of the characters or there's a couple gender bent. I'll get to those. I have a custom uh, I'd like to show off. And then I got a bunch of monsters to do comparisons with. But like, you know, the first game was it Darkstalkers: The Night Warriors came out in 1994. It was called Vampire in Japan. It only had Dimitri, John Talbane, Victor von Gerdenheim, Lord Raptor, Anacharis, Felicia, Bishamon, Rikuo, and Sasquatch. And then the bosses were the Aztec robot. I've never known how to pronounce this. Huitzil. I've always said Huitzel. And then the alien Lord Pyron was like the final boss. In 2, they added Cienko and Donovan, and then you could play as Huitzel and Pyron. And then in 3, they got rid of Donovan, Huitzel, and Pyron. They added QB, Baby Bonnie Hood, BB Hood, Lilith, and Jeddah. I want to say Lilith is Morrigan. No, I was going to say Lilith is Morrigan's little sister. Lilith is also a succubus. Succubi in this universe have the bat wings coming through the hair and then off the back. A succubus, if you were unaware, is a demon that visits men in the night and feeds off their 20 minutes in. I feel like I dinged my Rocketeer video enough by talking about the enemies of World War II and 2025. Succubi feed off of men's schmuxual energy while they sleep. The male equivalent is an incubus. Yes, like the band. Where do you think the band got their name? Actually, the band got their name from a William Shatner movie called Incubus, but an incubus is a male version of the succubus. So an incubus visits women in the night and feeds off their schmuxual energy. And then on the t-shirt, on the thumbnail, if you didn't get that, is the succubus that Chef almost married in South Park. So it was the only other, other than Lilith, it was the only other succubus that I had any kind of like knowledge about. So, oh shoot, yeah, we're already 20 minutes in. Music, Erendite Studios, link is in the description. Birthdays later this week. Sarah is on the 13th. Happy birthday, Sarah. I miss you. And Valentine's Day is Leslie's birthday. Happy birthday, Leslie. I miss you. Looking at all my notes. Darkstalkers 3. So Darkstalkers 2 was called Night Warriors Darkstalkers Revenge. Came out in 95. Darkstalkers 3 was called Vampire Savior, came out in 1997. Vampire Savior in Japan, sorry. Night Warriors Darkstalkers Revenge was the American title. So, I believe for PS1 I have 1 and 3, and I have never been able to find 2, which is a bummer. I've never been able to find 2 for a reasonable price. So, yes, Darkstalkers means a lot to me. When Storm showed Dimitri off, I was beyond ecstatic. Probably one of, if not my least favorite character in the whole franchise. But his announcement meant Darkstalkers. And then they revealed the prototype for Morrigan, and then it took her 92 years to come out after prototype 2 in our hands in January 2025. It's February. Well, yeah, so I've been sitting on it for like a week and a half because I wanted to do a video, brah. There's no more notes up there except for brands that I didn't want to try memorizing for the comparisons. Then Jada came out with the Street Fighter stuff, and I'm like, please, Jada, please, please, these are so good. These are so good. Please get the dark. Like, you've got Street Fighter and you've got Mega Man. I just need you to get Darkstalkers and Resident Evil, please. Your current Capcom figures are phenomenal. I need you to put that towards my 2 favorite licenses from that licensee. I absolutely prefer Darkstalkers and Resident Evil over Street Fighter and Mega Man. So, didn't mean that so much lower, just, trying to. Then Storm announced that they were doing oh shoot, I didn't write that down, stupid. I meant to as well. Go away, TeePublic. Storm announced a new line of true 1/12 scale figures. They're calling it Arena, or Storm Arena. Ken and Baki the Grappler look amazing. But the problem with Storm has never been the looks. All of their figures look amazing. Some of their bulkier Street Fighter characters or Mortal Kombat figures were just a little, their muscles were a little too spherical for me. Like, they looked like, they looked like they were just a bunch of spheres smooshed together. Some of the Mortal Kombat characters that I think should be on the more slender side were just way too bulky. But again, these weren't the issues. The price. And when I finally got Gatchaman Ken the Eagle in hand, the scale. These are not 1/12. They're still advertised as 1/12. And what's really killing me is the fact that with Storm Arena now starting as true 1/12, they're still advertising these. They're showing new pre-orders going forward as 1/12. And they're not 1/12, man. 1/12 is a 6-foot person is 6 inches tall. Okay? When we get her out of the box, when we get Ken the Eagle out here, we're gonna do some comparisons, and we're gonna bring the tape measure back out, because these 1/12 figures are not 1/12, as you see in my video title. So, looking at the box, we have like I said, a sprite version of Morrigan, the intentional pixelated lines to drive home the fact that she is from a video game. The Storm logo, Darkstalkers logo, Morrigan, a little Capcom in the lower corner there. Ages 17 plus, is it because of her costume? Darkstalkers and Capcom logo there. Darkstalkers logo there. A very nice non-pixelated promotional image of, I was going to say anime. They did have a direct to OAV, original animation video, a direct to video movie. Technically, it wasn't even a movie. It was 4 episodes. And it was originally released as Night Warriors, I want to say Alpha and Omega, and then it was combined together for one movie because it's all the same story. It's great. I love it. I have it. I have it on DVD. I want it on Blu-ray. It's not available digitally that I can find. There was never like a proper anime. There's been comics since that I don't have any of them. I love them. There was an American cartoon, and the animation was absolutely horrible. So, the only episodes that I've seen, so picking your ears. I'm told you, I have neurological issues, and everything's always itching and hurting. And yes, the only episodes of the American Darkstalkers cartoon that I've ever seen were when they aired, because I've not revisited them because back then I thought the animation was terrible, and then looking back now, Googling it, the animation is absolutely garbage. So there's the back of the box. Sure wish you could read that. I kind of don't need to, but you know, YouTube, fix this backwards video crap. Guarantee that in the future people will be sick of me talking about it in every flipping video, and if this ever gets fixed, they'll be like, what are you talking about? It's fine, it looks fine. Not when it aired. Not when I was live, but poses, fighting moves, accessories. She's got the punched in the gut, popping eyes. So let's get her open. So Darkstalkers is one of the licenses in Storm Arena. It is Street Fighter. I just looked at Ken. Street Fighter 3, Baki the Grappler, another fighting game that I'm not, like, I kind of recognize the name, but I'm not super familiar with, and then Darkstalkers. So if they had advertised these figures properly, I still would have got them because they're Darkstalkers. No question. Like, oh, they're 8-inch figures? Okay. They're 8-inch $100 figures? All right, I'm in. They're Darkstalkers? I'm in. But when you advertise them as 1/12, and they're way bigger than 1/12, that's kind of a bummer. And then them including it with Storm Arena is exciting, especially given that the price is $25, which is literally the exact same price as Jada. Someone got jealous and was like, well, we want in on that actual 1/12 scale $25 market. So I am still kind of hoping Jada does get the license. And I do not think that Storm having it prevents them from doing so. And I know Storm's Arena Street Fighter figures are a different game than Jada is doing. So that's a way around that. So if Storm Arena is doing Darkstalker 6-inch figures and that holds up that license, then maybe Jada can get the license for games 2 or 3. I like Donovan, and he's only in number 2. So the insert, love it. Her stage in the game. Absolutely keeping that. Might like cut the sides off and keep the art, but I don't need to keep the rest of the box. And the front is cool, but because it's pixelated, You know, we do the bottom tray first. We have 3 hair pieces. We have a stand for her power effect. So we've got a slightly motioned hairpiece. So probably the idle pose where they're just standing still, but then because she's bouncing back and forth, her hair is going to be bouncing back and forth. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? This is a family channel. Here's her non-idle relaxed hair. So. And then she gets a shooting a fireball hair. So it's flared out. I mean, her hair's pretty voluminous as it is. Lines out of the gutter. Yes, she's buxom and scantily clad. There, it's out. Let's get over it. We're adults here. One of her moves is like she kicks with her wings, and it makes these blades. So you see the foot there, but then there's this big blade, and that's like, you see the white there, like it's the claw at the end of her wings. So like, yeah, so we get a left and a right. Maybe they're not identical. They are mirrors of each other. So looking at not necessarily the foot curves, but the wrinkles in the boots. So like, you look at them that way, they're different. You look at them that way, they're the same but mirrored. I didn't turn the lights on. I know my windows were open, but yeah, I just realized I didn't turn the lights on. And we have a stand for her bat fireball, which is kind of a bummer because Dimitri came with one too. Like, not all the characters do it, but like, she and he do. She and he do. This would have been nice for, you know, considering the price, would have been nice for a more unique. I mean, we got the feet wings. So you get all these little arm pieces. And then you get the stand, and you can peg it anywhere. So then, yeah. So one of the pieces has a lip. You see that? So the lip goes against the sand. All the rest are smooth. So the double-ended ones have a lip on one side. You do get some different lengths. So, yeah. And then the bat, I do like how nicely sculpted, and then I like the translucency of them. Maybe it is a different bat, because I do want to say that Dimitri's bat is in a different pose and is bigger. So, I don't know if the wing is supposed to be curved like that, because it is kind of soft. You see it's kind of soft plastic. Because, yeah, Dimitri's is, like, his wings are like... So maybe it is the same piece. But, like, I know very well that his bat is like that. It's like a V. I feel like his is bigger though. Family show. Talking about succubuses. The plural is succubi. Pretty sure my mom's not gonna watch this, but I do still want to keep it somewhat friendly for my friends with kids. Not to watch it with the kids, but in case the kids walk in or hear the volume from another room or whatever. So we have a smiling face. Trying to see if the head wings are articulated. They don't seem to be, and it is resisting, and I don't want to chance it. So that's the way they're constructed. So you plug that into the back of a hairpiece. Then we have a, ooh, she's not happy. Got a little angry face there. I am not a fan of how they're all flared out. Because her like relaxed default is like down. And they're all flared out. And they're not articulated or removable as far as I can tell. She's got the hilarious punched in the gut face that all the characters do if you punch or kick them in the gut. Dimitri didn't come with this head though. She's got some like sexy taunting hands. Oh darling, darling, no darling. I can do the pompous British accent, but I'm trying to think of how to do that with a Scottish accent. Darling, darling. She's got some. She's got some fireball shooting splayed out hands as well. Be careful I don't go into Irish. They're very similar. She's got some hands on the hips. Hands? That's pretty awesome. So yeah, they look kind of weird, but it's like, I'm pretty sure that's for like hand on the hips. Okay. Yeah, that is a bummer that her head wings are all out. And then because it's a fighting game and because she's a monster, she got some clawed hands without claws. Let's wrestle. I made that joke in my Mathix Eradicator video. Okay. Yeah, her back wings damn well better be articulated. I wish she came with swappable, relaxed head wings. That's a bummer, dude. I don't like that. And yes, we all know that I do look at promo pictures when I pre-order, but then that's it. I then don't see the figure until I have it in hand. And that doesn't mean that I remember. Unless something super egregious pops out at me. Like no relaxed head wings. I tend not to remember things, but I guess I didn't look at all the pictures. I guess I was more excited about, oh my gosh, she's finally up for pre-order almost 3 years after they showed the prototype. Pretty sure it was at least 3 years. Plus, promo photos are always prototypes, or even painted prototypes or final painted prototypes, but they're still prototypes. Never go off of promo photos. So that is her. So that's her default hair, and then it's like it's her hair at rest, I guess. Yeah, man, that's a bummer. That is a bummer. Heads swap nicely. So one thing I really, really like about Storm is that their heads and hands, they are not difficult to remove, apparently. Well, this is my first hairpiece, so. Dimitri doesn't have long hair or swappable hair. Dimitri doesn't have swappable anything. It's swappable hands and swappable heads, but like not face plates on one hairpiece, so. Kind of a neutral, like, RBF. It's an itch. It's an itch. It's an itch. There's nothing there. See? I would not be... There. I would not be touching my figure if I thought it was dirty. I'm a germaphobe. I would not be touching my figure if I thought that there was any dirt from... If I thought there was any boogers from scratching the inside of my nostril. You wiped it on your palm. It's a tick, so. Those are awesome, man. These wings are awesome. See, the funny thing is, like, you know, we're used to wings like that. But in Darkstalkers, the succubuses, the plural succubi, you already said that. Their wings are down there, so. It's always kind of like, are they coming out of their waists? How do they fly if they're coming out of their waist? But no. Shoulder blades, where wings should be. Her fur lining is soft to hopefully not hinder too much articulation. And you're not going to get it to spin all the way around. She's got fists on her in the package. Boop. Friction pegs with a hinged sphere. Pins at either end. So you can hinge and swivel. She has a hinge and swivel shoulder that I feel, instead of just being pegged into the torso, I feel it has a ball joint on the end. So she can get up that a little past T-pose. It's not a butterfly joint, but like she's got like a cap in there, but like, and it's not because of the fur. I'm just having issues getting very much range out of it. She's got bicep swivel. you're dehumanizing her for not having a head, but her boobs and her butt. It's like, well, that's gonna get in the way. The wings are gonna get in the way, and these wings are like stiff, hard, and brittle. Like, you hit those wrong with not a lot of force, they're snapping off, man. Trying to show you articulation. So, double jointed elbow comes up to there. I have to test both sides, even though I'm not showing you. She got a diaphragm. She has I applied pressure, and like I say, I would rather it separate with pressure than break. There's a dumbbell joint in the torso. So I've never had Dimitri or Ken come apart. So a little hula hoop. So I do apologize if only Robo's ever said that, because again, I'm not trying to rip off him. He is and will always be better at this than me. That much tilt. Just when it comes to action figure articulation, it's like I feel like there's limited terms, and so that much tilt. That she got that much backwards, and then that much forwards, but it does gap up if you go that far. She has a dumbbell in the head. So I'll show you heads attached. She has another. Oh, see? Well, you got another dumbbell in the waist. So, no, try not to. There, and then there, the crotch piece is rubbery, which I'm not a fan of because I worry about how long the material will last compared to the other plastic. I don't like it on McFarlane. I don't like it on Super 7. I don't like it on Mafex. I don't like rubbery pieces. I got my Mattel Masterverse new Eternia Ram Man, and he's been in just one leg is straight, one leg is slightly bent, so it kind of looks like he's like doing this, like he's taking a step forward, but it's not drastic, and because he's got those ribbed rubber pants. I've even heard of people who just have their Ram Man standing straight, and the pants are disintegrating. The figure is not even a year and a half old yet, and the rubber pants are disintegrating. They're ripping between the ribs. I would expect that for 40 years. But if a vintage Ram Man isn't disintegrating, why is the brand new one from 2023? Her top of her torso is rubbery because I'm getting bend at the base of the neck. Yeah, you see that? So there's a ball or a dumbbell down there. So yes, her boobs are squishy then because of that. So I'm an adult and I did not buy it for that. So maybe you could calm down. I don't know what to call these joints. They're cool. And obviously they get a lot of range in the articulation. So you get a rotation on the cap, So like this is capped on whatever the heck that is. So you saw almost full splits. Well, I want to say full splits on the left, but then almost on the right. I don't know. Then kick forward about that much because of the rubbery. I mean, you see it gapping. Like I feel like you could go further, but then it's like your wrist look like that looks terrible. That looks awful. Are they drop down? Nope. Okay. Double jointed. I hate female characters with high heels. A, it's not logical or practical to fight in, and B, when you make an action figure of it, they're impossible to stand. I feel like there's some boot swivel, but I'm not getting much movement out of it, and I don't feel like it's stuck. I just feel like it's not supposed to swivel. So maybe it's a separate sculpted piece that's supposed to be like glued in, or maybe it's like I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe it's like do that. If you can't sneeze into your elbow pit, don't sneeze into your hand, don't sneeze out. It's flipping gross. You're sneezing into your shirt. That's even grosser. I mean, not when nothing comes out and it's lint on the outside of the shirt. There have been times where the sneezes have been a little moist, and then I regretted doing that because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go change this shirt. But I feel like the boots, like it's not cylindrical to rotate. It's like, you know, it's shaped a certain way, and then the hole's shaped a certain way, so you do get a little wiggle, but it's not meant to rotate. So she's got so that's as far up as her foot can go. That is as far back as her foot can go. You do get rotation all the way around. You get tilt, but you have to like go at an angle, so you're not going to get a front tilt. I see a hinge, so it's probably the spherical hinge with a peg going up for the rotation, and then not a forward-facing pin for the rocker. The reason it tilts at an angle is because it's a diagonal pin going into the high heel, so it's not Storm's fault, Capcom's fault. So, and then toe joints. So, see if we can get it. Oh, wings. I do actually kind of feel that she will be surprisingly easy to stand. So, there are not any high-heeled figures that I can just pick up willy-nilly and set down and have them stand. Awesome job, Storm. Awesome job. This is great. So, the wings, you get the spherical hinge. So, pin there, hinge, pin there, pin there, pin there, hinge, pin. So, you can get all sorts of, like, it's just gonna hinge and rotate all over itself. This is not Storm. It's just with these types of joints, again, you apply too much pressure, they either pop off or they break. So again, I'd rather have it pop off than break. I'm trying to like get like a cool like gargoyles. Oh nope, sculpt gets in the way. So just because sculpted front like that, you can't really fold too much this way. So and that's why it popped off, because it meant resistance. It's not supposed to have been that way, but I was trying to do like a gargoyles where like they put their wings around them like a cape. So, let's go with the, because that's flat. That ain't. So we'll go with the flat. Perturbed, angry, smiling. So you're going to get vastly different results. With the hair. I don't care who you are, that's just cool. It's a hand on the hip hand. That's awesome. So yeah, so you're going to get vastly different articulations. So without moving the neck, that's how far she can look down. With moving the neck, that's how far she can look down. You ain't going to get a whole lot of back with any hairpiece. Because even though that's out, it still goes straight down. So it's not like it's out like this. That's how it's going to plug in. So yeah, it's like this is the thinnest one. Well, it's the thinnest one this way, but they are all going to hit her back. So you get zero back with just the dumbbell, but moving the neck itself, you get that far back. So again, I'm very nervous about the rubbery flesh. There are hot toys that I have just refused to buy because I don't want them disintegrating, because I've heard them disintegrate. Or I have one that I had to take out of a pose because I heard that if you keep it in a pose too long, it disintegrates. It's like, these are, like, don't put articulation if they're not meant to be posed. So, all right, so here is where I just realized that's why it's not articulated. That is an L. There are letters inside the hole. You're never going to be able to see it, but there's an L, and this is an R. So that is why it won't rotate, because that's not a cylindrical peg. That is a square peg. But because she's got the swappable kick effects, wow, that foot is backwards. Ouch. Probably I had a hard time. And I'm stupid because the point of the boot is on the back, not the front. Front is the V. Stupid. So yeah. I thought you said it's her wing too. I always assumed it was. Could just be a motion of a. Because when she does attacks, you can like do attacks with just her wings, and that's what they look like without the foot. So because I'm covering the foot. So when she just attacks with her wings and no other limbs, that's what they look like. Literally, exactly. So. All right. We will get to my beef with these so-called 1/12. Whoa, sorry, didn't mean to moon ya. Well, you pop them off once. Oh, and then there are letters on the inside of the regular boots there. So there we go. There was a pop in. So I was like, oh great. Once you swap them once, then they're impossible to know. It's I didn't push hard enough. Again, if Dimitri and she had been advertised as such, I still would have bought them because they're articulated Darkstalkers. It's not my preferred scale, but I still would have bought them. So I do not feel cheated, and it's not that if they keep this line going and the arena, I'm gonna double dip. As long as I can afford to, I'm gonna double dip because it's Darkstalkers, and like I said, we don't get a lot of Darkstalkers merch, let alone articulated figures. So my beef is that they're promoting these as 1/12 scale figures. So Morrigan is 172 centimeters or 5'8". So I don't necessarily know if it's an exact, like, a 5-foot person is 5 inches. So 5'8" would be 5.8 inches. I don't know if it's 5.8 inches. Please let me know if that is how it's supposed to go. But like I said, 1/12 scale is a 6 foot tall person is 6 inches tall. So she should be under 6 inches if she were 1/12 like she is advertised as. Does it say it on the box? Oh, well, it says here, actual product may differ from photograph displays. Like I said, don't always trust even final prototypes. Yeah, it's got her measurements, 172 centimeters, 58 kilograms. Okay, well, go buy these online, and they're advertised as 1/12. So a 5'8" person in 1/12 scale should be under 6 inches. Okay. Where's the 6? Is that at her shoulder? It's at the ruffle, isn't it? So yeah, she should be shorter than this if she were 1/12. And I know, like, Hasbro is fudged 1/12 where, because they're superhero proportions, they're a little taller. So like a 6 foot tall Marvel Legends might be 6 1/4 or 6 1/2, but she's under 6 feet tall, and she is just under 8 inches. The only other non-Darkstalkers Storm collectibles I have, because I love Battle of the Planets, Gatchaman is the original Japanese name. Ken the Eagle. Ken is 180 centimeters. He's supposed to be 5'9". He's almost 8 inches. Dimitri. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, Christina. I will put a link in my description once this is uploaded. So, Storm Collectibles Dimitri with a Rebel 10 Customs cape. Soft goods with bendable wire. So, just that's a pose, man. Let's see if we can let's see if we can find that. Rebel 10 Customs on Instagram. she made a soft goods fabric cloth cape that can do that picture. The figure can't get into that pose. I've tried, but like, and don't complain about the color, because she actually color matched extremely well. Because if you look at his collar, that is almost exact. So, yeah, it's not supposed to be the color of his suit, but I could sit here and gush about Rebel 10 Customs all day. So, love her. Please check her out on Instagram. Please buy her stuff. My Storm's cape is her. My Moon Knight's cape is her. Any other soft goods? Moon Knight, Storm, Dimitri. I've done artwork for her. I'm working on her logo for her. Rebel 10 Customs. I will put a link in my description. There is not one now if you're watching this live, but I will put one in the description if you're watching this uploaded. She makes great stuff. Please go give her your money and buy her awesome soft goods. Like, she makes full suits, and which I haven't got any. I do want one. She made a full fabric suit for NECA's TMNT Mirage Triceratron Gladiator. And I want, like I've said before, I want multiples. My one right now is a Gladiator. He's actually wearing Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Gladiator Hulk armor. But I want another one, and I want to put him in her jumpsuit. Anyways, this is not a review. So, Dimitri is 197 centimeters. He is 6'6". At best, Dimitri should be 7 inches tall. He's almost 8.5. These are not 1/12 scale figures. If these were advertised as 8-inch figures, I might have held off on Ken, because I was hoping for. I like my anime figures to be in scale with each other, and they are true 1/12, so they actually run a little smaller. So they actually run closer to 6 inches or a little bit under, depending on the height of the character. He is not going to fit with my Ronin Warriors or Sailor Moon. He's not even going to fit with my Jada Street Fighter. So I still would have bought these if they'd been advertised as 8-inch scale. Might have held off on this and wouldn't have Jun the Swan on pre-order. Because I do still want the full. Again, I grew up with Battle of the Planets, so I know that it's Gatchaman, but the G on their belts. G-Force. They were also called G-Force, but yes, I grew up with Battle of the Planets. Then I learned they were called G-Force. Then I learned that the original Japanese name is Gatchaman. But yes, so Storm Collectibles. And that's my beef. They're not 1/12, but they are advertised as 1/12. So, like most people, I got the Fortnite arcade cabinets. This is the only one I have, and I do want a lot more because I know a lot of people make stickers and stuff for them. So I found shelf presents. So like a, the presents on the shelf, but actually it's spelled like Christmas presents. So P-R-E. I was going to try like P-R-E-S-E-N-T-S. P-R-E-S-E-N-T-S. So yes, so it is not spelled C-E, it is spelled T-S, but it's a play on words. So it's a present for your shelf, and it has shelf presents. If you're interested, I'll try and find their website. I found my confirmation email, which is how I remembered it was shelf presents, because I would not have remembered because I got it in 2022. But shelf presents, this was in their wave 4, so to not have to go searching through their waves, because in 2022 I couldn't just look up. It's Darkstalkers. It's obviously Darkstalkers. We're in Darkstalkers here right now, so it's Should not surprise you that it's Darkstalkers. I shouldn't be building up to it being a Darkstalkers reveal. It's Darkstalkers. We're in a Darkstalkers video. How many times can I say Darkstalkers? Oh my god. If you're interested in Darkstalkers, it is in Wave 4. And it is so pretty. Oh my gosh. That's just... This is not a review of Shelf Presence Darkstalkers arcade cabinet stickers, but if it were, it would be nothing but gushing. Yeah, it's a little dusty. I couldn't remember if there was a button sticker down there, so that's the original paint from Fortnite. Jazzwares? So yeah, for the longest time, despite all the little collectibles I have, this was my Darkstalkers display. So at least we can do this. But this is a 1/12 scale arcade cabinet. They're too big for it. She should at least be able to play it. Another fighting. I was trying to get, like, other like semi-related comparisons. I had to dig this out of storage. Square Enix Play Arts Kai. There's another Capcom fighter. Chun-Li. See, this was advertised as a 9-inch figure. So I knew I was getting a 9-inch figure when I bought it. I like Chun-Li. Then the Jada Toys Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers Guile. When I used M. Bison Vega in my Rocketeer video, I called it something like way different. Ultra Challengers? Or I don't know, Ultimate Challengers? I don't know. But it's Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers. Jada Toys Guile. So Morrigan should be slightly shorter than Guile. And she ain't. We have the Toy Biz Video Game Superstars. John Talbane. And her hood and cape are sticky. Because that's deteriorating plastic. But it's 30-year-old plastic. So, again, 30 years old versus a year and a half for Ram Man. Baby Bonnie Hood. Then her puppy, I don't remember its name, and then her chibi form and his chibi form, and he has nunchucks. I couldn't find them in my werewolf. He was in my werewolf bin. I'm gonna start like a Darkstalkers bin, so I do need to find those nunchucks, but I didn't think you would care. So, then I kind of want to keep all the Darkstalker stuff out. That's kind of see if she were almost 6 inches tall, like she should be, BB Hood would probably be in scale with her. So, so we have, what are these? Yujin Gashapon, also made by Capcom. You're digging in your ear. No, I'm scratching. It's itchy. You just wiped it on your pants or the couch or whatever. No, I didn't. I'm not gaslighting you. It's... if I honestly need to like pick at my ear or nose, I would cover the screen up and do it, but I wouldn't do it on camera. Because like I said, I'm very, very self-conscious. So yes, so the Capcom Yujin Gashapon capsule figures, that is not her stand. I actually think it is Bishamon's stand, but he can at least, like, the figures you build, and because of how you build him, he's kind of articulated. So it's like he can kind of stand on his own. She can't. So I think this was supposed to come. It's not her dog. It's not her chibi form. I think that belongs to one of them. We got sexy Victor von Gerdenheim. He's missing something on his display stand. There's a hole there that I don't know what peg's in there. But it's sexy Victor. So Victor is on the shirt on the thumbnail of my Figura Obscura Frankenstein's Creature video. Then we get weird, sexy eye patch nurse Morrigan with a whip. These I'm slightly embarrassed about because these were teenage Tenime's purchases. We got another a little like a negligee Morrigan. These were all random too. So like I didn't intentionally buy these. I was like, oh hey, little Darkstalkers figures, and these are the ones I got. So yeah, I did not intentionally buy these two. They're just what I ended up getting, which I was a little bummed that I never got a Tal. I don't know if they made a Talbane, but like I never, because again, I like werewolves, so never got a Talbane. So we have a weird, sexy, gender-bent Rikuo. He's not a merman. He's like the creature from the Black Lagoon, but the gender bent, they made her a mermaid. And then probably my favorite, and not like ignoring the embarrassment of the sexy ones. And not that this isn't sexy, but like just this is how you do a gender bend. A gender bent Lord Raptor. So he's a zombie, but like she's not a zombie, but she's got his guitar and she's got a cigarette in her mouth like he would. I don't like smoking. I think it's gross, but when it comes to action figures, there are some action figures that look really, really cool with a cigarette. Yeah, it's like these I'd hide. Let's move sexy mermaid Rikuo. These I would hide out of embarrassment. I would proudly display female Lord Raptor with Lady Raptor, with the non creepy sexy ones. Oh god! Told you it'd be a long one. And this is the nice part about edited videos, is while it takes forever to edit, and I'm still editing I started last night and was up super late because of it, and still I'm not even halfway done. And it shouldn't be long when I'm done, but like trying to cut out the likes and the ums and any dead silence takes forever. But at least with editing, I can edit out the bringing them in and taking them away. Then, as you saw, the Diamond Select Toys Minimates. So that is the Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers Morrigan, the Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers Lilith, the Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers Dimitri. Then we have the Marvel versus Capcom Morrigan and the Marvel versus Capcom Felicia. So, and I've changed up a lot of my regulars. Got a few more specific monster comparisons though. So we have my #1 figure of 2024, the Fresh Monkey Fiction Operation Monster Force Delta Red Urban Operations Vampire Trooper. I wish she could scale with that. So wait for Arena. Well, so far they've only revealed Baki the Grappler and Ken from Street Fighter. So I'm kind of hoping that their first Darkstalkers figure for Arena is not another Dimitri or Morrigan. So, John Talbane. Oh my God, give me the 8-inch John Talbane. The Executive Replicas Loose Collector Purgatory. The Loose Collector No Executive Replicas Great Wolves Voslak of the North. Give me this in blue with sweatpants and a karate belt and yellow claws. Holy crap, man. Hey, Loose Collector. You want an easy repaint? And you don't even have to, you don't have to put pants on, because if you get too close with the pants and the belt and maybe some nunchucks or whatever, you'd have to get the license for Darkstalkers. You might have Capcom on your butts. However, his jaws are articulate. This is not a review of Toy Biz John Talbane. Yeah, Loose Collector. Give us a blue repaint, Some light blue for the base, and then some lighter blue for the underneath, and then make the claws kind of like bone colored, like that like yellowish tan. I already got all 4 of these, so repaint this in blue, please. Of course, then we also have Killer Instinct. Saberwolf is also blue. Also a blue werewolf. Yeah. I have to use her wings to stabilize her high heels. So, and that's not a ding on Loose Collector or their high-heeled feet. It's the fact that because of her wings, she's back heavy. So that's just a natural balance issue with the design of the character that they did not design. So, McFarlane Toys, Fortnite Dyer. Hey, Fortnite, you get a werewolf with nunchucks? Capcom might want to have a word with you. He's not blue. He's got a red bandana around his forehead, not a yellow bandana around his waist. Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates. Ghost Jaga. He's a ghost, which... There aren't really technically any ghosts in there. I always figured Sienko was a ghost, but she's like a vampire ghost, kind of. It's a weird. She's in this book. It's a weird description. Let's get some more Darkstalkers lore, huh? Sienko 40. One fateful night in the 1740s, ghosts and spirits of the dead arose from their resting places and attacked a rural Chinese village. The mother of 2 twin girls, Sienko and Mei Ling, gave her life away to defeat the spirits. Luckily, she had taught her daughters the ultimate fighting tactic, Tensei no Jutsu, before her death. The 2 girls decided to use a strictly prohibited subdivision of this technique, Igyo Tenshin no Jutsu, and fight to release their mother's soul from the dark. So this says race, Quang Shi, and in parentheses it says Chinese ghost. So I grew up thinking that she was a ghost. So when I did my Darkstalkers General Mills cereal monsters with Dimitri as Count Chocula, Anacharis as Yummy Mummy, John Telbane as Fruit Brute, Victor von Gerdenheim as Frankenberry, I used Xienko as Boo Berry. But like, looking up stuff on the internet, it says she's a vampire. So, is she a ghost or is she a vampire? Anyways. Another McFarlane, which 7-inch scale. This is 5-inch scale, because we can't just make compatible scales across the board. We gotta be rebels. We gotta stand out from the crowd. It's like, well, the problem is then you're digging yourself a smaller niche instead of enticing people from the crowd. Instead of getting sales from the 6-inch collectors, you're excluding them with your 7-inch or 5-inch crap. So 5-inch comic book Walking Dead punk zombie, which is funny because Lord Raptor is a punk zombie. Go back to the book. So this is an educational video. It's not just a toy review. This is Darkstalkers education. Lord Raptor, page 50. Oop, too far. The murderous raptor had been dead for 20 years. When Ozam the Demon King noticed how brutal he was during life, he baptized Raptor's soul with darkness and resurrected him as a zombie. Now the only thing that satisfies Raptor's black heart is wanton killing and destruction in order to receive more power from Ozam. Let's go, Lamalta. I'll kill anybody who tries to stop me. He's Australian. He was born in 1889. He's been dead for 20 years, so he was turned into a zombie in 1909. Full name, Lord Raptor. Country of origin, Australia. So, like, there's his, like, human form in the game. I doubt he had blue skin when he was a live human. So there's his zombie form, but he's an Australian zombie rocker. So I figured the punk zombie was very appropriate. The NECA, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters, Michelangelo as the Mummy. I had Threeps repaint his orange bandana to match his bandages. So on my shelf, he's not Michelangelo, he's just a cool mummy turtle. Anacharis the Mummy. Mattel, Masterverse, Revelation. This is the best I could do. Scareglow. I don't know, he's a creepy skeleton demon god. I don't know. Dimitri's still over here. Medicom FX, Snyder Cut, Batman. Come on. I've started using you because you were a better stander than your predecessor. Hasbro, Marvel Legends, What If Zombie Captain America? Doubling up on zombies and werewolves. Jack's Pacific, Super Mario. I thought about bringing a Boo, like the ghost. But no, I was like, Mario's better. Like, I try and use, like, you know, despite using something like Fresh Monkey Fiction, Eagle Force, Agent Grimm, he is the size of a G.I. Joe. So it's like I'm trying to use things that other people would have access to. What drives me crazy in toy reviews is people who use action figure comparisons for size, and then they use figures that no one else has. It's like, no one has that figure. So, and then the Diamond Select Toys, woo. Marvel vs. Capcom Minimates Morrigan. She's amazing. She's bigger than I want, but like I said, if these had been advertised as 8 inches, I still would have gotten them because it's Darkstalkers. It's a bummer when you advertise it as 1/12 and it's not 1/12. So I'm very, 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 very excited for Storm Arena actual 6-inch $25 Darkstalkers. I'm very impatient for them. I'm very worried because my big worry with NECA's Archie line too is like, you know, you have these companies who have other lines that they also have to concentrate on, and it's like, I just want NECA Ninja Turtle Archie and 6-inch Darkstalkers. The problem is, because they're being done by companies who have all these other things on their plates, it's going to take forever. The full Darkstalkers lineup is relatively small. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 characters. 18 if you count, is it Alicia? Donovan's, the little girl Donovan protects. 110. She should come with him 100%. She should be fully articulated. Heck, you know what? Don't release Amanda. Sorry. Donovan is a Dampier, and Amanda is the little girl he protects. So Amanda should 100% be fully articulated, as should Baby Bonnie Hood. And so what you should do is put Baby Bonnie Hood and Amanda in a 2-pack. That way you're not charging $25 for a figure that's half the size of everyone else, but then you're not cheating us out of good figures by just including a slug with someone else. Dampier, half vampire, half human. Yeah, if you love Darkstalkers, Storm Collectibles, Darkstalkers, Morrigan and Dimitri, hit up Rebel 10 Customs on Instagram. I will give you a link to her page. Yeah, so I'm going to go back to editing the My Hero Academia Amazing Yamaguchi, Dabi, and Uravity video. So look for that soon. And then I get to edit the Mafex Batfleck video. Saturday, February 22nd, Ghostbusters Trivia live at noon Central Standard Time. Slam that door one more time, see what happens to you. I don't like inconsiderate people. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, patreon.com/TENIME. $5 a month gets you unlimited behind-the-scenes access to all artworks, works in progress, including upcoming YouTube thumbnails. If you go there right now and subscribe, you not only get to see what March's trivia is going to be, you get to see what April's trivia is going to be. I need to get back to finishing the April thumbnail. March thumbnail's done. The YouTube algorithm sucks. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I like Darkstalkers. I like turtles. I'm dressed as a zombie and I like turtles. Stay safe. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.